The Winkler family had always been passionate about animals. From their pet family cat to the birds outside their window. They had a soft spot for all creatures great and small. The 8-year-old Winkler twins, Daniel and Jordan, each had a pet turtle and a hamster. Mrs. Winkler was a zoologist and worked at the local zoo, and Mr. Winkler was a marine biologist and worked at the local aquarium. One day in school, they learned that Saturday was Zoo Lovers' Day. "Mom, it is Zoo Lovers' Day on Saturday," they blurted out as soon as they came back from school. "Can we go to the zoo, Mom?" said Daniel. "Yes, can we go, please?" added Jordan. "That's a great idea, boys. I know your dad is also available this Saturday," said Mrs. Winkler. "Let's get inside and plan for the trip at the dinner table," she added. "Dad, it's Zoo Lovers' Day on Saturday, and we are all going to the zoo," Daniel and Jordan called excitedly when they got home. Mr. Winkler agreed it was a great idea and immediately bought the tickets on his mobile phone. After he was done with the tickets, he turned to the boys and said, "We are all set for our trip to the zoo, and there might be a surprise for you after." The Winkler boys couldn't wait to spend the day with the family at the zoo on Saturday. The Winklers reached the zoo as soon as it opened in the morning. Mrs. Winkler explained this was a good time to see all the animals as they came out in the morning. As soon as they arrived, Daniel spotted the big sign in red at the entrance. The boys were very excited about all the animals they would see today. The Winklers were greeted by the sound of squawking parrots and the sweet scent of fresh flowers. They eagerly headed towards the first exhibit, an enclosed area with the sign, "Birds." The squawking noises grew louder as they entered the bird exhibit. The colorful feathers and lively songs of the birds enchanted the Winklers as they admired the various species from different habitats, deserts, and rainforests with waterfalls. Angled skylights provided natural light for the birds. Living plants were used to recreate the birds' natural habitats with perches at varying heights, widths, and lengths. The highlight was the parrot exhibit, where a parrot landed on Mrs. Winkler's shoulder and delighted Daniel and Jordan. They saw a big ostrich up close as they came out of the bird exhibit. It seemed so big with legs that looked awfully strong. "Why do they need strong legs, Mom?" asked Jordan. "You know that ostriches can't fly, dear. But do you know that no birds can match their speed on land? They are the fastest running birds in the world," replied Mrs. Winkler. "This is why they must need strong legs," added Daniel. The next stop was the kangaroo exhibit. Both the boys were very excited to see a kangaroo in real life. They learned from the zookeeper, Emily, that kangaroos belong to the animal family Macropus, which means Bigfoot. Their big feet help them leap 30 feet in a single bound and travel more than 30 miles per hour. "Wow, I wish I had big feet too," remarked Daniel. Everyone else burst into laughter. The Winkler family's favorite animals in this zoo were the two old giraffes. The Winklers had named them Grandpa George and Grandma Georgina. Every time they visited the zoo, they loved to watch the tallest mammals on Earth munch on leaves. The two giraffes looked very relaxed and bored. The next stop was the elephant exhibit. Mr. Winkler quizzed the boys who were looking at the elephant. "Is this an Asian elephant or an African elephant?" he asked. "I forgot," said Jordan. "Asian elephant," answered Daniel. "Correct," said Mr. Winkler. The boys learned that Asian elephants' ears are smaller compared to the large fan-shaped ears of the African species. Also, Asian elephants have twin domed heads, while African elephants have rounded heads. There was a big crowd at the camel exhibit. There was a small group of students on a field trip to the zoo on Zoo Lovers' Day. "How do camels live in the harsh desert?" asked one child. Their tour guide explained that camels have 3 sets of eyelids and 2 rows of eyelashes to keep sand out of their eyes. Their thick lips let them forage for thorny plants other animals can't eat. And camels can completely shut their nostrils during sandstorms. This was all new for the Winkler twins. The Winkler family explored many more of the zoo's exhibits, from the playful monkeys to the regal lions. Mr. Winkler even got to photograph the pair of 2 new llamas that the zoo had recently added. Soon it was lunchtime. The twins were hungry, and they all stopped for lunch at the zoo's cafeteria. "After you finish your lunch quickly, I have a surprise for you," said Mr. Winkler. The boys had forgotten all about the surprise. They eagerly finished their lunch and were ready for their surprise. Mr. Winkler's surprise was the special stop at the aquarium. Daniel and Jordan were thrilled at the bonus trip to see the marine life. They saw huge sea turtles slowly swimming by, jellyfish pulsating through the water, and schools of fish darting around the tanks. The boys were particularly fascinated by the sharks, which circled menacingly in their tank. At the end of the day, as they headed back to their car, the family was tired but happy. They had seen so many incredible animals and learned so much about them. The Winklers had an awesome holiday on Zoo Lovers' Day, and their love for animals had only grown stronger.